This presentation is designed to create a better understanding of the Personal Property Securities Register, or PPSR. We'll take a look at what the PPSR is, how it works, and how it can help business owners, operators, and their advisors. If you're in the business of selling goods on retention of title terms, hiring, renting, or leasing out goods for periods of more than 2 years, buying or selling valuable second-hand goods like machinery or equipment, or need to raise finance using stock or other assets as collateral, then the PPSR will be of real benefit to you and your business. The PPSR is a single national online database that operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Replacing more than 35 different state-based and national registers, the PPSR is like an online notice board, providing details of anyone claiming an interest against goods or assets. Since 2012, the PPSR has had more than 9 million registrations and more than 14 million searches. Administered by the Australian Financial Security Authority, or AFSA, the register can be accessed online at ppsr.gov.au. The PPSR covers all kinds of personal property, which is defined very broadly to include almost anything of value, with the exception of land, buildings and fixtures. Common examples include motor vehicles, planes and boats, artwork, livestock and crops, and equipment. The register also covers intangible property, stuff like patents, copyright, bank accounts and shares. People looking to buy a second-hand vehicle make up the largest number of consumer searches on the PPSR. $2 is a small price to pay to ensure that new set of wheels will be debt-free and safe from possible repossession. This video explains a little more about how that process works.
When buying a second-hand car, there's a lot to think about. Safety, fuel economy, sporty good looks. But like looking under the hood before you buy, it's important to check the car's history. If you're buying from someone who isn't a licensed dealer, the car could still have money owing on it. If you buy the car and the previous owner stops paying those debts, your new set of wheels could be repossessed. But a search on the Personal Property Securities Register will quickly let you know of any issues. Searching the PPSR is fast, easy, and gives you peace of mind when buying second-hand. For more information on a quick motor vehicle check, go to ppsr.gov.au.
And the register isn't just for cars. Searching the register helps you make informed decisions when buying almost any type of valuable used goods. There are 2 ways to search: by serial number for things like motor vehicles, boats, tractors and trailers, or registered intellectual property rights, or by grantor details using a company's ACN or ABN, or an individual's name and date of birth as it appears on their driver's licence. Search results are generated electronically, with a search certificate providing names and contact details of any secured parties and the date of their registration. Anyone can search the register, but keep in mind there are privacy protections that restrict the use of an individual's information. The PPSR also offers business owners and operators risk protection, and it does that in 2 major ways. When buying goods, the register lets you check whether those goods are free from existing finance and safe from repossession. When selling goods on retention of title terms, on consignment, or even as part of a hire or lease agreement which runs for longer than 2 years, registration can protect you if your customers don't pay or go broke. To put it simply, by making a registration, you're showing anyone doing a search that you're claiming an interest in the goods or assets you're selling. This video looks at the basic ways businesses can benefit from using the PPSR.
The Personal Property Securities Register, or PPSR, is an online register of security interests in all personal property in Australia. Things like machinery, motor vehicles, crops, livestock, basically anything valuable that isn't real estate. If you're a business that sells stuff on credit and have your terms in writing, a PPSR registration protects your retention of title in those goods until you've got all your money. In the same way, if you lease goods, your written agreement and a PPSR registration protects you, the lessor, in case your customer, the lessee, goes bust or doesn't pay. If you've got personal property of value, the PPSR lets you grant your bank a security interest in that property, so they'll be more willing to lend you money. The bank knows that if you go bust, their money is still protected because they have a registered security interest. For more on how the PPSR can benefit you and your business, go to ppsr.gov.au.
PPSR registration fees start from $6 for any period up to 7 years, $25 for a period between 7 and 25 years, and $115 for an indefinite period of time. If you supply the same goods to the same customer on a regular basis, you may only need to register once. That one registration will cover the same type of collateral for the entire registration period. It also helps protect your interest if your goods are sold on, mixed or installed onto other goods. But register your security interest early. This will give you the best chance of having priority over other creditors. When using the register, it helps to understand some basic terms. A grantor is someone that grants a security interest over personal property to another party. The grantor can be an individual or an organisation. Typically, a grantor is a customer or buyer who receives property under a retention of title arrangement, a lessee who leases personal property for at least 2 years or even indefinitely, a consignee who sells goods on behalf of another supplier, or a business that uses assets as security for a loan. The secured party can be an individual or an organisation and is typically a seller, an owner, a lessor or lender, a consignor who supplies goods to be on-sold, or a financier. Collateral includes personal property offered up as security for a debt owed to financiers or sellers. Some people think having a contract in place is sufficient protection when things don't quite go as planned, but that's no longer the case. A contract on its own will not protect you, no matter what it says in the terms and conditions. You need to register on the PPSR to help protect your security interest should your customer get into financial difficulty. To see if the PPSR is relevant for your business, use this simple business transaction checklist. If you're dealing with valuable goods and assets such as stock, vehicles, plant, equipment and livestock, but don't include land, buildings or fixtures, then the PPSR can benefit you. Likewise, if you have a contract with a customer for selling on terms, for example, retention of title, leasing or hiring goods for at least 2 years, frequently consigning goods to someone else to sell on your behalf, lending money or giving credit, and taking security for it over a customer's assets, then once again, the PPSR will be of real benefit to your business. Please be aware, from May 20, 2017, the minimum duration of PPS leases has been extended from more than 1 year to more than 2 years. Leases of an indefinite term will not be deemed to be PPS leases unless and until they run for a period of more than 2 years. This change does not affect agreements entered into before May 20, 2017. So where can you go for more information? The PPSR website is a great place to start. It's always being refreshed with lots of great content and is easy to navigate. The content includes videos which are aimed at breaking down key elements of the PPSR in an easy-to-understand format. Example case studies are constantly being developed to help break down some of the more complex issues. And there's the free PPSR Business Guide, a practical, plain English guide developed specifically for business and their financial advisors. To download a copy of the guide or for any other information about the register, simply visit the website ppsr.gov.au. Well, that's the end of our presentation. If you have any feedback or inquiries, you can send an email to media@afsa.gov.au.